Hey everyone, it's Corey Campbell here, and my question for you today is, do you struggle with having enough time to do all the things you want to do? Are you maybe missing out on things that you could do, you dream about, you wish of, but a few things are getting in the way? One is you don't have time because you've got other things going on, or two is you don't have the money for it. So some of those things might be popping in. So that's my question to you is, I'm going to show you ways that you can make more time to do the things that you enjoy. Hey, Nishette. Awesome. So glad you guys can pop on live. I know it's happy Sunday, so a weekend warriors out there enjoying the day. And for those of you who may or may not have seen, if you haven't seen it, definitely go back and look at my pictures. I shared an awesome experience with you that I had yesterday. So I took a few hour drive. It was a 2.5 hour drive there and a longer drive back because of traffic, and we stopped for dinner. But we went out to Año Nuevo State Park, which stands for New Year, and I pre-registered for a ranger-led hike out to see the elephant seals. Now, I love animals. I'm a huge animal advocate. Personally, I don't prefer to see animals in cages, although I know that some zoos do wellness with keeping animals up to date. That's just my personal take. I love to see them in their wild environment, but safe enough away where I won't get trampled or mauled to death or anything like that. So this ranger-led experience was amazing. It was about a 3-hour hike. We went out to the sand dunes, out at Año Nuevo State Park. So the elephant seals come there, and I learned tons of stuff about elephant seals, and then to see them up close. I think the closest we got was about 25 feet, but of course I could zoom in with the camera at that point and look like we were right there. So they come in at this point because the females are coming in to give birth to the babies, and the males are there ready to mate with them after they've given birth, and then the cycle starts all over again. So it was pretty cool, and once I get all of that together, I want to share that experience with you. But that led me to today's topic about time. There's so many people that say they want to experience things in their, local community, or, within a 3-hour day trip. I call them one tank trips, because you can drive there and drive back on a one tank, and you can do all that in a day, or you can do an overnighter. So many people want to have more time available to do that. So I'm going to give you just a couple quick tips and then a big suggestion at the end that may help you, because it's kind of my story as to what helped me kind of get through this. One is ask yourself and be honest, because like most of you, maybe, I know me, I like to, let's say, help everybody. I like to, I like it when people come to me and ask me, hey, can you do this? Or can you help us with this? Or do you have an idea for that? I like that because I feel like I'm needed and I wanted. So I'm more inclined to share and to give my time and to dedicate that. A few years ago, my schedule was overloaded, double booked. I'm like crazy stressed out. I have to be here for this person, and I have to do this for this agency or not profit or any of that stuff. So I was pulling all that together. And it took me going through some personal coaching to realize there's one question I just had to ask myself. Yes, I love to help people. And yes, I love to add all these things to my plate. But what is the most important? So I was required by my coach to give myself, hey Mandy, so glad that you could pop on all the way from Florida. And Mom, love to see you. Oh goodness, I always do this. I lost my train of thought. So one thing I gave myself is when somebody asked me to do something or to be somewhere or for anything, is I gave myself 3 seconds. I couldn't instantly say yes, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to just jump on and say yes. But I gave myself 3 seconds, took a deep breath, and asked myself, does this align with my goals? Yes, I would love to help that person. Of course, I love to be supportive and lend a helping hand wherever possible, but does this match with my goals? Because we're all put here on this earth for a reason. I truly believe that we're here for a reason and to live out our passions. If me giving my time, my 24-hour time period, if me giving that away to so many people takes it away from me being able to live out my purpose, to live out my dreams, to impact other people, then I can't do what I'm here for. I can't put in the time to help the people I'm helping, to impact the lives and the families I'm doing, if I'm spreading myself out to all of this other stuff. So that was a big breakthrough for me, is to realize that even though in my heart I'm a helper and a healer and I want to do that for other people, I had to see the bigger purpose of doing that was holding me back from living out my purpose. So ask yourself that, is doing that thing or helping that person going to help you, or is it going to pull you away from being able to live out your purpose? Right? Because we want to be living out that dream. Now, if you don't know what your purpose is, you and I can talk about that separately, and I can kind of give you some ideas about how to find it. Got a good book recommendation recently that I'm looking into that, it could help with that. So once you're living out your purpose, then nothing else gets in the way. So I'm on a solid path with my purpose and my dreams that people come to me and they ask me to do something. I'll take some time, I'll think about it, take a deep breath and say, does this fit with my main reason for being here? Or is it going to get in the way? And there's a lot of times I say yes to help people because it matches with my purpose. It matches with that. But as soon as I started saying no, initially, I'll back up a minute. Initially, I thought that saying no was going to make me lose friends. It was going to make people stop coming to me and asking me for help or asking me to do things or any of that. I thought that I was going to lose connections. And I'll tell you, as soon as I got the confidence inside to follow my purpose and follow my dreams and my vision, when I started saying no to other people, I did not lose any friends. If I did, I don't know of any, but if I did, they obviously weren't serving me in my life either. So saying no is a big step on being able to make more time for you. And time for you is important. There's an analogy that I use a lot of times, is if you're on an airplane and you pay attention to the safety procedures and the flight attendants tell you, when the oxygen mask falls from the ceiling, you are supposed to put it on you first. The reason why is because if you aren't breathing oxygen and you die, you cannot help anybody else. So you have to take care of you first. And a lot of times, especially women, but a lot of times with a lot of people, but especially women, is we have a tendency to put everybody's needs and everybody's wants first, and then we take care of ourselves with whatever's left over. Don't give yourself the leftovers anymore, because you're not giving people your full self that way. So one way to make some more time to do the things that you love to do and the things that are meaningful to you is to say no to other people. Have confidence in that aspect to be able to say no. And it doesn't have to be mean, all right? There's times where people ask me if I do something and I'm just like, I'd love to do that, and I love that you asked me, ask me another time, but right now, I just don't have the time to do that. Or I'd like to not say I don't have the time, but I'll say, because I don't want to default to that. So I might say something, trying to think of the most recent example was, thank you so much for asking me for that. I really appreciate it. And I love that you've thought of me. But right now, it's not something that I can do. And her response was, okay, cool. It was good response because I know that she'd come back and she'd ask me again. She'd remember me. She'd still look for me to be that person to help support, and because I brought some inspiration to her life, and that's awesome. That's what I love. So I didn't totally write her off. I wasn't mean. I wasn't saying, how dare you ask me that? We don't want that. So that's my big, huge tip today, is to make more time for you, is to say no. And part of that is building boundaries for yourself. Now, here's the thing with that. If you say no to someone else, let's say they ask you to do something, it's Sunday, let's ask you to do something tomorrow night. So let's say Monday night, they ask you to do something and you say no, do something during that time that, one, you either had scheduled, or two, that is valuable for your own purpose. Don't use that as an excuse to get away. And what I mean by that is, some people, when I tell them to learn to say no, is they set boundaries, they say no, and then during that time that they could have either been doing that thing or doing something more important, they are now sitting on the couch, they're sulking, they're Netflix binging, they're eating a humongous bag of popcorn, they're putting in other things. So if you have the courage to say no to helping somebody else, use that time for you to do something valuable along with your path. And for me, that could be reaching out to other people, making an impact in another family's life. It could be helping to support people to find their passion, which is a big part of what I enjoy doing. So replace that time with things that are meaningful to your heart and your vision. So big thing, saying no, setting some boundaries for yourself so you can be the best version for you. And then, not having really anything to do with this, but it does parallel, is, have you ever considered making money from home? When I transitioned to a home-based business, I can't tell you how awesome it was to open up the time freedom that I had to, one, I was making extra money, so I had more money to do things that I loved. But two, is it allowed me to spend more time with my family and to also be more available to my friends and family. So have you ever considered that? If you do, please reach out to me privately. Ask me any questions you have about how to transition from working for somebody else to working and building your own business. Send me a private message. I'm happy to share you how I went through that transition, because my journey might be able to help you. If you found value in this, awesome. I love it. Tag a friend, share this, put this out there in the world, help other people if we can. And you guys, I'm going to be talking to you soon. Appreciate you. Have a good day.